What's up, guys? LIMP here. I'm going to take you over a few tutorial training. I guess let's call it training for Squad, which is the Project Reality's mod community team that actually made their game, an official game called Squad. So first, when you click training or when you start up a game, it's going to give you the screen right here. So you hit the enter button, and then you can create your squad. Bam, created. And you can go to the roles. Usually when you start a game, you can click squad and there'll be so many X amount of people here. It'll say alpha, how many members it has, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. I don't know actually how many squads you can have. I think you can have up to at least a Hilo, but I do not know for a fact. So then you go over your squad role. If you just hover over your each role, it'll give you a loadout, what it comes with, what gun, and then maybe another ability at the bottom. You know, it says squad leader menu. Hold T to do the rally points. And either way, we're gonna do the squad leader. So to spawn, it doesn't actually tell you to. Like, oh, you see the red circles, you think that's a spawn. No, it's a little yellow dot. Just keep that in mind. Hit enter again, and then you're spawned. That's the only way to spawn. I don't know if double clicking the yellow dot works, but enter seems to be the best way. So let's just go a quick overview of the controls. WSAD is of course standard controls. Aiming down sight is a right click. It is not a right and hold click. You cannot adjust that, so just keep that in mind. You just right click it once and it goes down. Left shift while right clicking, hold your breath, makes more accurate shots. Alright, but I think I skipped around a little bit. Let's go back to movement. You have a jump button. You have a crouch, which is left control. And Z is prone. So pretty simple, basic movements. You also have the lanes with Q and E. Alright, so that's pretty much almost all the... That's pretty much all of the movement controls. Of course, you can be a little bit tactical, come around the corners. Let's go for switching weapons. Your weapons are between 1 and 5, or you can just use mouse wheel. You got your Makarov pistol or your M9 for the Americans. You have your frag grenade, which is number 3. You have your smoke grenade, which is number 4. I'm sorry. 5 is field dressing, and 6 is your binoculars, which you don't actually. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the binoculars do in this game, other than zoom in. If you hit the metal mouse button, that is how to change your fire rate. If you look in the lower right hand corner of the screen, you'll see the letter S. That's for single fire, automatic. Only bad thing about that, you probably might want to rebind that key, because if you hit your mouse wheel at all, you will switch weapons, and that's happening in combat. So single fire, automatic, single fire, automatic. Let's see the difference between the two. A lot of kickback. Single fire, not too bad. Your mags stay with you in the game, just like in Arma 3. So if you don't completely dispose of all your magazine, that magazine will eventually come back and cycle with however many bullets you had in it to your clip. Lower right hand corner of the screen where you see the S, and then you see that little bullet icon there. All those little dashes around the circle, including the green one, that represents your clips. So right now I have 6 clips of reload. And there you go. Now I have 5 clips. There's still a clip in there that is low on ammo. So keep that in mind. Alright, for grenades, you have 2 different types of grenade tosses, just like in Counter-Strike. You have left click and right click. Right click. As you can see, your hand is open. In this state, you can switch to left click. And when his hand's pointed outward, it's going to be a longer throw. You can cook your grenades to a certain point. they won't blow up in your hand though. I thought at once that they could blow up in your hand, but they won't. They might blow up pretty close to your face when you throw them though, so keep that in mind. Oh no, I guess you can't cook those. Good to know. With these, left click, or right click, I'm sorry, this is right click. There we go. You got some colored smoke billowing out. You can use colored smoke to mark targets to help your teammates coordinate a little bit more. Alright, and that's pretty much it for all the weapons, for now at least. You can come up to the rearm stations and hold F. F is your main interact button. To either resupply, just left click on resupply. You get light anti-tank. You can pretty much just switch out your loadout if you want here. Alright, so now let's get to base building. US deployment. So the way you build bases is you have to be a squad leader first off, and then next you hold T. T is a rally point. You can set up a rally point, bam. Those bags right there, it's considered the rally point. I think this has a limited of 5 spawns, maybe less. And once it uses those 5 spawns, it'll just destroy itself and disappear. To get a permanent forward operating base, you need to go to deployables and radio. This is actually your forward operating base. This has unlimited amount of spawns as long as it doesn't get destroyed by enemy fire and or rockets. Friendly rockets included. There is a lot of friendly fire in here, so be careful. You have bunkers. You can completely fortify everything you want for the most part. Now, with this right here, when you start building, all it does is put down these pillars or an outline of where the structure will be. And that is where your team or squad mates come in. It doesn't actually have to be your squad to do it. You can ask anybody that's around you if you talk in local chat. And they'll just pull out a shovel, which I do not have now because I am a squad leader. And I won't be able to switch out because the rearming training doesn't work properly. But yeah, pretty much just pull out your shovel and just dig in this area. Now you'll get a meter showing the progression of your the structure that you're trying to build. It'll have a meter or a simple outline that you'll see slowly starting to fill in. And multiple people, the more people you have digging at it will increase the speed of your structure being built. And what else we have? That's pretty much it. The only thing you really need to worry about in the building is having your radio, which is your FOB, and then just everything else is just cover and make sure your FOB lives and doesn't get blown the fuck up. One thing I did not go over is how to heal yourself and or teammates. So right now I ended up taking damage on purpose. So if you're hurt yourself, your bandage should be a number 5. You go switch your bandage, right click and hold, and wait until the animation's completely done. Don't jump because I'm surprised they didn't stop the animation, but there it goes. Now are you fully healed? No, you are not fully healed. You just stop the bleeding. You'll still have however much life you had left. That's why the color hasn't fully returned yet. It took me a while before I actually decided to bandage. From here, you need to get yourself another medic and or another teammate to come pick you up or heal you. Say if you're the medic or the other teammate, you pull out your field bandage again, and you left click this time. Left click is for allies being healed, teammates being healed. Right click is for personal use. And there you go. Now I'm dead. And as you can see, I wouldn't have died that easily if I was at full health. I had already gotten hurt by a grenade explosion, patched up my wound, but not fully healed myself, jumped, and just died. Alright. Alright, so I decided to actually do this voiceover part because I noticed that I did not actually explain how to win the game in a multiplayer match. I just went over the controls and essentially tutorial. So to actually win, you need to take some sector control, just like in Battlefield 4 Conquest. As you can see on the screen, you have Sector 1, Sector 2, and that's represented by the silver square boxes. Whenever one team acquires that sector, the corresponding country flag will be represented in that silver square. So if it's the Russians, they'll have the Russian flag. If it's American, they'll have the American flag. Now, having full sector control does not necessarily mean you'll gain the win. I've actually lost in a game where we had full sector control and we were pretty much just spawn killing the enemy, but our team was playing very recklessly and we were losing a lot of tickets. So the game modes are pretty much all about tickets. Sectors will make it so you lose less tickets per minute, but it doesn't necessarily mean a win. Unlike a Conquest in Battlefield 4, if you have all the points, you're pretty much going to win because it'll bleed their tickets like crazy. In this game, it's a lot slower paced, so you won't actually lose a bunch of tickets very quickly because of the you lost sectors. And as long as you can constantly assault a sector, you won't actually have full control over it. So every now and then you'll see a purple yellow shield, and that means it's being contested for. And that's pretty much how you win the game. Take sector controls. Honestly, the smartest strategy you could do is take maybe 2 to 3 sectors out of the 5 and just create a defensive perimeter so that they have to attack you to gain at least one of the sectors to even it out. If you can make the enemy attack you and you can have a really good fortification setup, you're good to go. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I hope this helped any of you out that are new to the game. I am very new to the game, but I've only played about 3 to 4 matches myself, so take most of my tutorial and my advice with a grain of salt.
And I love that I have an erection that didn't involve homeless people.